Welcome back then to episode 5 of our West Brom Let's Play. Now, as you can see, Foster is actually fit for today's game, but we're just going to keep you updated on a few things that have happened since the last episode. If we're going to look at the squad, we will see that Miles got a promise. He's come and asked me whether he can leave the club as he feels like he should get more first team football. I said that's fine, he can go. I'm not too bothered about that. We can get another backup goalie. James Morrison has come along and said the same thing. Claudio Jakob, slight concern. He wants to join a Chinese club as they offer higher wages. So we did say we'd sell him, but for the right price. Now that Chinese club have actually dropped out and aren't interested in him anymore, but another Chinese club is interested. So if we get around 13 to 15 million for Jakob, we will probably see him go. Johnny Evans and another player we have promised to let leave. So, as you can see, we promised that if a bid from Chelsea comes in that matches £40 million, we will let him leave. Now, I think that is a great deal for both parties. We get £40 million for a 30-year-old centre-back, which means we can invest that money elsewhere in the squad. It also means that we get, it's just a good deal around, isn't it? Moving on, James McLean wants to leave for first team football. Told him he should go. Didn't want to go. A few teams interested in him though. So coming towards the January transfer window, that's something that may possibly happen. Hal Robson Kanu, no one seems interested in buying him. However, would be nice to get rid of him at some point. Solomon Rondon then, a player that we have put on the transfer list, but who has been in good form for us, scoring 3 goals with 2 assists this season in the league. But as you can see, some Chinese clubs interested in him. If a big money offer does come in, I won't be afraid to let him go. Today, though, we do play Everton, and then we're going to play Watford after that. So if we take you through the schedule of the last games, and you can see the build-up to today's game against Everton. So since last time out against Burnley, where we drew 2-2, we have played Spurs, where we lost 5-2 at Wembley. If we look at the goals, Spurs took a 9th minute lead. Llorente then had a penalty just after half-time, which he tucked away. Rondon come back to make it 2-1. Llorente fired back again to make it 3-1. Then the 65th minute, it was 4-1. Then Dembele brought it back to 4-2. Llorente did actually miss a penalty there. That confused me a little bit. So, yeah, he did miss another penalty that we gave away. And Dele Alli took home in the 82nd minute to make it 5-2. Not a great performance all round from us. Rondon did play very well, same with Dembele, but apart from that, the rest of the team didn't really seem interested. Jakob did come off at half-time after picking up an injury as well. Then we played Huddersfield. Now, the result looks good, but if you look closely, we were leading within 2 minutes, basically controlling the game, up until the 60th minute, and then Huddersfield come back with a double within 3 minutes, putting us 2-1 down. Moussa Dembele then got a goal in 78, and luckily Marega come through at the last and actually scored in the 91st minute. After that, we shut up shop and saw the game out, which was a good win for us. It was a win that was needed after the loss, and our form sort of deteriorated a little bit since then. Against Man United then, it was a 2-0 loss. Lukaku in the 59th minute, Herrera in the 93rd minute. Probably unlucky to concede that second goal. As you can see, quite an even game. We just didn't have the class to really do anything with it. United had a few better players performing in the team. They had Herrera, Martial and Lukaku and Rashford all sort of playing well, whereas our front four didn't really do too much in that game. Confirmed lineup for today's game then. Starting in goal, number 1, Ben Foster. The back four lines up as such. Liam out on that right-hand side with Johnny Evans and Dawson in the middle. Kieran Gibbs starts at left-back. The midfield is made up of Marega on the right and Chadley on the left, with Livermore and Jakob in the centre. And Moussa Dembele partners Solomon Rondon up top. The substitutes bench today then looks like this. Boaz Myhill, Josh Brennett, Christian Bielik and Oliver Burke. Greg Guilherme and Jay Rodriguez make up the rest of the bench. Going into the game against Everton today, and you can see a few changes. Marega is starting out on that right, as per the last few games. Dawson comes in for Bielik in the middle, and that's what the changes we've made. If you look at Everton's side, quite a different side to the one they started the season with. No sort of out-and-out striker on the field for them. They've got Davy Klaassen up front, an attacking midfielder. Vlasic plays on the right. Jordan Lukaku at left-back and Martina in the centre. Obviously, they do have Williams and Barkley to bring off the bench, as well as Holgate and Besic. Very good players. But luckily, Foster could make this game, so it means we've got our number one keeper in goal, and I'm going to be a little bit aggressive, actually, and ask for a better performance tonight from the game against Man U. Now, as we kick off, I've got a feeling that we can get a result from this game. We are away, but we tend to play not too badly away from home. We are on standard, so we don't want to go counter-attack too quick and invite the pressure. We are going to put a bit of pressure on Everton. However, they have got quite a good team, so they will come forward and put the pressure on us. Everyone seems to be playing okay at the moment, but it's a bit of a highlightless game. It does look a very even game. 3 shots each, 2 on target for us, 3 for them. Roughly the same amount of fouls. Everton just slightly getting more possession. And, I mean, they're going straight down the centre. We're focusing more on this left side here. And as we go into half-time, there's no highlights at all. So we are going to get a little bit faster. A little higher tempo, wider. We're going to clear the ball to the flanks. Pump the ball into the box, actually, and exploit the flanks. I think we should run at them as well. And close down just a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to be aggressive again, I think. Because we didn't see a lot from, well, we didn't see anything from that half. And really, against an Everton team who nearly scored there, first highlight goes to them. But, I mean, really, we should be doing something here. I think what we're going to do is drop to a counter-attacking style and play a little bit more directly. That seemed to work for us in other games. Johnny Evans hits the top of the goal. It's not a very exciting first game for this episode, is it? Was hoping for a little bit more from us. Vlasic with the ball in. Nothing. Nothing's really threatening. I do want to just take a quick look, though, at who we are possibly going to bring on to change things up. Neom's on a yellow card at right back, so I'm going to take him off because he's on a 6.3. The question is, Dembele off, Rodriguez on? He has asked me to play. I do think he's going to offer something different. And then Greg can probably come on in the middle for Jakob. I mean, I thought we were going to see something, but we haven't. We just want to make sure we don't go down to 10 men here, because we will take a 0-0 draw from this. It's not ideal, but a point is a point, and we need to pick up points at the moment. As we have dropped down to, I think we're, if we have a look quickly. Yeah, we are 11th now, but I mean, we're slowly losing pace on that European football spot. So we need to pick up as many points as we can. Especially sort of playing lower sides like Everton and Watford like we are. As we come forward here, Marega, Chadley's at the back post, and we've got a goal there. Now, the question is, we're on counter. Do we slow it down and go defensive, or do we stick on counter? I think we stick on counter. I know Everton are going to be coming forward, but we could counter them coming forward to try and get a second goal. Doesn't really seem like there's going to be a lot else happening in this game, to be honest. Everton have a final free kick on the edge of the box. Evans gets clear. Rondon's there. Ball's there to Marega, who gives it away. as Everton come back. Johnny Evans cleans up and Foster with a kick away. This should be us now. Should be game over. Should be a... Ooh. Yeah, should be a comfortable win. Full time, there it is. 1-0 win. Not the best, but that's an important win for us. It now takes us 2 points away from Southampton and only 4 points away from that European spot that we're so chasing. I was a bit worried that we weren't going to get anything from that in the end, but a win, I wouldn't say a comfortable win, but a scrappy win. We were fortunate to beat Everton. I probably would agree with that, but a scrappy win is something that we probably want to take at this moment in time, considering our recent form. We will play Watford next, and the lineup for that will be now. The confirmed lineup for today's game then. Ben Foster starts in goal. The back four lines up with Alum Neo on the right, Johnny Evans and Dawson in the centre, and Gibbs on the left. The midfield looks like this, with Marega and Chadley out on the wings, Livermore and Greg in the middle. And up top, we have that partnership again of Moussa Dembele and Solomon Rondon. On the bench then today, we have Boaz Myhill, Josh Brennett, Christian Bielik and Oliver Burke. Barry, Guilherme and Jay Rodriguez make up the other positions. Okay, so the only change today is Greg being brought into the middle here for Claudio Jakob. I was going to start an unchanged side, however Jakob is suspended for this game due to picking up too many yellow cards, so Greg comes in that ball-winning midfielder role with Barry taking his place on the bench. Watford today are a team we should probably look at beating. We're going to, hopefully, I think Watford are 19th. Yeah, in the bottom. Not a team we should really be losing to. Not actually that far off us. Only 7 points. So, still not ideal, but as Marega has a lovely shot there from outside the box. Another thing, actually, we should update you on this. Moussa Dembele did win the Young Player of the Month award for the Premier League in October, I believe. And November, Jake Livermore won Goal of the Month. It was a lovely shot from outside the area, much like the one he scored earlier in the series. But it wasn't really worth showing as Dembele comes forward, as it was just sort of a carbon copy of what we'd already seen before. There's not... I mean, we're having quite a lot of highlights here, all going in our favour, apart from this one. As Watford come forward, they have a lot of pace, and that worries me a little bit. As they come forward, and Deeney sticks it in the net, and that is looking... It's disallowed. Okay, it's disallowed, which means that it is still 0-0. I'm going to just demand a little bit more from the players here, as we're not really showing what we can do. That's a bit worrying after our... Well, I mean, we didn't really perform against Everton, did we? That's the... I think it's Watford is sort of taking control of this game now, and we're falling out a little bit. Maybe a thing where we have to get to direct football again as we're playing away. It seems to work a lot of the time when we go away and I change it to direct, just to see if we can try something different against the opposition. For the second half, I do think we're actually going to go out, play a little bit wider, a little bit higher. We're not going to close down that much because Watford are quite a fast team, can counter us. So I don't want to leave ourselves too exposed. Do you want to exploit the flanks, pump the ball into the box, and hit some early crosses, especially when we've got Rondon up front. It's beneficial to get the ball up in the air as much as we can and see if we can hit him. We got Marega out on the right as well, so if we kick the ball out to the flanks, he should be able to head it down. He could even flick it on for Rondon. But no one seems to win that header. As Rondon plays a lovely ball through to Dembele, and Dembele's got to finish this. He doesn't again. He is our top scorer this season, I should say. I think he's got 8 goals in the league, but he doesn't finish as much as he probably should with the chances he's getting. Livermore with a lovely ball in. Chadley's there, and Chadley, second game in a row, he's really coming into his element as that inside forward out on the left now. A player that I do like, and I would have liked to see a little bit more of. He hasn't really performed so far, but the last 2 games, he's come into his element on that left-hand side and sort of came in at the back post for the crosses to tuck it in the corner. Dembele again, not really performing this game. Something we maybe should look into. Bring Rodriguez and give Rodriguez a chance maybe to start a game. As Greg picks up a booking, and Neon is on a booking as well. Marega loses out. Richarlison is there. And Watford come forward. Probably should have gone on the counter-attack, to be honest. While they missed that, we are going to switch to counter-attack. And I think we're just going to leave it on that. Any changes we can make? I think Dembele for Rodriguez. Give us a little bit of fresh legs up front, a bit more pace. I do think Barry coming in the centre as a ball-winning midfielder and Rennet at the back just to make sure we don't get any sendings off whilst we've got this 1-0 lead. We are grinding out another 1-0 lead here. Not the most exciting game, I know, but a result is a result, and whilst we don't have the quality of players, as Watford come forward, and Brodini should have finished that, to be honest. As I was saying, yeah, whilst we don't have the quality of players compared to some of the other teams, if we can grind out these results, it's an important few points for us to pick up, and it does take us up to 10th, actually, if we win this. I'm going to stop speaking in case they score here. Kieran Gibbs gets the ball, but it's coming back in. Capu, good ball out to Richarlison on the right, left, I should say, sorry. Capu's on the edge, Chalobah's there, and Foster really should have saved that. Is a draw okay here? A draw's not a bad result, but it's not ideal. As Dawson's there, Rondon's there. Rondon should have scored that. And that's possibly one of our last chances, as we do have another corner, though. Chadley with the ball in. No one's really there. Marega's on the edge, though. He plays it out to Rodriguez on this right-hand side. Plays it back to Livermore. And a bit of a wild shot, to be honest. It does look like, well, another corner. Barry with a awful corner. And Watford come on the counter-attack now. Troy Deeney's there. We haven't got the pace, and luckily he skies that over the bar. I thought he was going to pass it into this back area here then. But I think his ego sort of got the best of him, which was probably to our benefit, to be honest. The game is coming to an end. It does look like it's going to be a 1-1 draw. As Rondon comes forward, though. Poor. Very poor. As Watford come forward on the counter-attack. Troy Deeney's there. Again, poor from him. Poor from Richarlison. It's been a poor game all around. Yeah, I'm going to be a little bit aggressive. Said we should be winning that match, especially when we took the lead. I personally am happy with the point, but realistically, should we have been winning that match? Yes, we should have. Not ideal, but it's not too bad. In transfer news, actually, as well, Craig Dawson has been linked to Bournemouth, so we could see him outgoing in January as well. A lot of players could be moving in January, but it does mean a lot of money's coming in. Our position in the Premier League at the moment, then, we sit 12th. We've played 15 games, 19 points. We are actually only 6 points away from that relegation zone, but then again, we are only 5 points away from that European spot. The tricky sort of situation to be in, but I think we even if we do change the team, I don't think we're in a struggle to be relegated this season. I think we did tell the board at the start of the season we were going to qualify for the Europa Cup. Not sure how much that is actually going to happen. We can just check. I don't think we can check, can we? View board confidence. Let's have a look at the competitions. What's the details? We are expected to top half. I mean, yeah, we can get top half. Easy. Even if we don't and we're 12th or 11th, it's not too bad. We're not going to get sacked, hopefully. It does give us time to build for next season. Probably this season we're going to look to push on more than this season, especially after we're going to be selling a lot of players in January by the looks of it. So, next episode then, we will probably look at playing Stoke and Newcastle. We're not going to go for another 3-game episode. We will go for Stoke and Newcastle. And then after that, I think we'll probably go for somewhere around January again. Hopefully we'll have some signings to come in around that time as well. And some of the players will have been sold by then. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you did like this video, please leave a like down below. Feel free to check out some of the other videos that are down below. Some of them aren't football related, some of them are. If you haven't watched this series from the start, please go back and do. It's probably worth it just to catch up and get to grips with who's who and how we're playing at the moment. If you did like this then, like I said, leave a like. If you have any comments or suggestions of how we should set the team up, anyone we could sign in the January transfer window, please leave them down below. And until next time, thank you for watching.